Hello everyone! So you finally made the decision to learn guitar and all you need right now is the right guitar. It is very important to start on a good guitar, otherwise you find that the guitar might even slow you down on your progress. Alright, but how do you know what to look for in a guitar? There's so many brands like Fender, Martin, Takamine, Taylor, and there are all these descriptions about woods, neck profiles, mahogany versus spruce, blah blah blah. It's very easy to get lost in this decision. Well, let me help you out by giving you my recommendation on a great beginner's guitar, which is this one here, the Yamaha F310. Let me just talk about its features. It's got a spruce top, Meranti back and sides. It's got rosewood fingerboard, rosewood bridge, and it comes in three colors. There's natural, there is tobacco brown, and there's my favorite, which is Sunburst, which I don't have today actually, so we'll just use the natural. It is the first guitar I will recommend if anyone asks about a beginner guitar. Why? The answer is very simple: playability. Right? This guitar has a very slim neck. It is not very chunky like a lot of other brands and models. The action, which is the distance between the fretboard and the strings, is fairly low, so it's easy to press down, and it sounds good. It's got this bright mid-range sound which works for a lot of acoustic songs, especially if you're doing unplugged, and it's pretty loud. The best part is that it's very durable. You can practically have the guitar for about 3 to 4 years before you even think about getting a new one. So, but what's the price if you live in Singapore for this guitar? Well, it's about $220. But wait! Before you think that is a high price, consider this, that you want to put in time and effort into learning the guitar, so you might as well put some good money into getting a good guitar. And here's another reason why this guitar is good. If you decide that you want to sell this guitar, you want to upgrade to another guitar and you want to sell it on Carousel or online, this guitar can fetch about $150 to $180 second hand. So you don't lose a lot of money selling it online. It's worse if you buy a cheap guitar, let's say a $50 guitar or even a $100 guitar. If you try and sell that online, forget about getting your money back. No one's going to buy a cheap guitar. Did I also mention playability? You get what you pay for, and if you get a $50 guitar or a cheap guitar, it will not sound good. It will sound very thin and cheap. Furthermore, some cheap guitars, the action is really very high. There's this old joke about being able to put your finger between the strings and the fretboard. Well, that's how bad it can be. So why not just start learning on a reasonably priced instrument so that you can really learn well? Before we continue though, let's address a few myths. Myth number 1, you need to start on a classical guitar. That is totally untrue. You don't have to buy a nylon string guitar to progress on the acoustic. You can just start on the acoustic guitar with the steel strings. Yes, it is slightly harder, to be honest, to press down, but it is not that more painful or more difficult. You will get used to it after a while when you learn properly. Furthermore, the songs you hear on acoustic pop songs, they are played on acoustic steel string guitar, so why not follow that? Okay, myth number 2, the wood and workmanship plays a part in choosing your guitar. Okay, this is going to be highly controversial, but you don't really need to be concerned with what goes into the making of the guitar, what wood, what kind of fretboard, what kind of fret wire is being used, because, and I'll be honest, at this beginner stage, you don't know any better. You will not be able to tell the difference, so why bother? If it sounds good and plays good, then it is good enough. When you reach a certain skill level, you will be able to tell the difference. But just remember, playability. Right, so what if you're a smaller size, or let's say you're getting this for a kid who's someone who's 11 years old. Here's my recommendation. You can get a 3/4 size guitar. Maestro Guitars in Singapore has this series of guitar under Protege. It's called the Protege Junior. Protege Junior. Try saying that fast. So it's sold in Maestro here in Singapore. It's a 3/4 size guitar that is perfect for those who find that a full-size guitar, the size is really too big. But let me address another myth here. A lot of people think that just because they're not used to holding the guitar, they reckon that the size is not good for them. In my experience, I find that if you stick to a full-size guitar, if you're an adult especially, you'll get the hang of it. Don't consider being uncomfortable the guitar as a factor and say that, oh, the size is too big. If you're really small size, then sure, 3/4 size guitar. You just need to practice and get used to it. Okay, the problem with 3/4 size guitars is the lack of a full sound. There's a big problem with the smaller guitars. However, I find that this Protege Junior model is really good. It sounds really good, and for a price of about $190, I think it's a good deal. The problem with other 3/4 size guitars, if you want to get a good sound, is that they cost a lot. The closest would be maybe a Baby Taylor or a big Baby Taylor, but that was setting back about $500, $600 and up. So the Protege Junior is a good recommendation. I don't have the guitar with me, but I will post a link down below. Anyway, back to the F310. Here's a few samples of the sound. Sounds good, yeah? It really is a good beginner's guitar. However, there is one small problem with it. Okay, acoustic guitars come in different sizes. There is Concert, there's Auditorium, and Dreadnought. Concert is the smaller size, even though it is still full size, but they're different sizes. Unfortunately, Yamaha only makes this model in Dreadnought, which is the bigger size. So I find that sometimes the body can be really big, and putting your hand over to strum can be a bit tiring after a while. But that's the only problem. It'd be really great if Yamaha could make this in like a Concert or Auditorium model. That would be really perfect. But other than this small problem, I don't see any other problems with it at this price. If you can work around the size issue, you can definitely enjoy learning and playing on the guitar with the F310. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for your time. I will post the links to the guitars mentioned below. Do subscribe for more videos, and if you have any questions or any inquiries, just drop me an email or leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Right, see you in the next video.